Why, hello there. Guess who was an idiot and started a video without realizing his mic switch was off. Yeah. I'll only give you one guess for that one because we're moving on. I'm in the middle of a sealed, as in I just started it and I'm trying to evaluate what the hell I'm building. So here's a friendly reminder. Well, before I get to the friendly reminder, because I had a sealed ticket and the Ikoria sealed ends in like 30 hours, and I just wanted. Honestly, I was mostly interested in the comments on commons, since there's a couple standard decks I want to play that require them. But anyway, I mean, it's free gems when they give you the sealed on them, so there we go. Help make up for what the mastery lacks. So anyway, I'm deck building right now. A friendly reminder that you can always skip ahead if you just want to see action or how it turns up. So anyway, Captain Shimmer, no. Starfinder, if we have to play it, then we're not having a good time. Probably. Or we're playing something super janky or mana specific, like Inspired Ultimatum. I don't think we'll be able to put that one together. Sleeper Dart is a filler card, because it replaces itself. So anyway, I'm going to take that one back out. We've got Crystals. Notably off color for our multicolor jank fun stuff. That might be worth playing around with. I'm not sure. Right now we're just throwing maybes in here. Maybe considerations. Kremlin Felidar. Does not match that color, but it's something that affects creatures with vigilance. Let's be aware of that. 5/5 for 5. Worst case scenario. Not horrible. You might even be able to companion it. Actually, it's not too hard to companion, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, one card in your starting deck has more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost, so that looks at each card individually. So, maybe. And it's pretty easy to actually cast. Channeled Force. Does not play well with that, but this might be a stretch. Like, again, we're still evaluating what we want to play with. I mean, it's good for cycling. I don't know if we'll be able to keep up with that. I don't know. 2/2 Flash. Worth a consideration. Always castable, pretty much. Beefy Beater I can cycle away. I'm not going to add it quite yet, but it's a consideration. Mana fixing, ramp. It's fine. Bristling Borer, classic, pretty much classic at this point in time. Thwart the enemy, meh. Leave the Stampede is good for restocking the hand. Not big on the Vol. I mean, it's 3/3 for 3 that tramples, but the milling is kind of meh unless we're doing something with it. I'll consider it. Consider the migration path. 3/5 with either Vigilance or Reach. Meh. 20 mana, 6/6 gains us 4. Okay, moving on. This is great if we have a bunch of mutate creatures. So far I have seen 0. Brushwag. I mean, it's a Brushwag. Oh, I can't wait to see an Aura deck with that. No, I'm joking. There's not going to be an Aura deck with Brushwag. Impulse is fun. Kill a creature with menace. It's cute. A gorilla. The menace makes it more useful. Let's see. Adds more menace. Double strike at instant speed seems good. Fight mechanic. Pure removal. We're not really cycling. Pitch a card to draw 2 cards. If we're playing with Song of Creation, it's not so hot, but we've got 2 of these. Might just be better off with those. Fun combat trick. Spit Goblin. Here's our mutate stuff. So we got the Harvester. We got the Whisperer. Now these are kind of clunky. But we got Batrack. Or Batra. Dirge Bat. Batman. We'll call it Batman. Which is a great mutate card. So... card draw. Cute. I'm not sure. Seems alright. Put lifelink on a creature we control. And it's a 1/3, so she's got a bit of a body. Fair enough. Bastion. Good for long term. Unlikely Aid. I love that combat trick. I don't know if I liked 3 of them. Additional cost to cast. Sack a creature. Destroy target creature. It's fine. Oh hey, a Shark Typhoon. Could be interesting with Song of Creation. Unfortunately, we don't get very far in limited without creatures. But it has a cycle, so it's a great card regardless of what happens with it. Mutate's draw a card. I would like to play with Mutate, but I'm not sure yet. Creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. That's great. Beam Otter seems good. Base Dolphin, Crosslinks, a little bit of tap down Shenane. Ominous Seas, good for the card drawing. Pairs well with Song of Creation. We'll deck ourselves though. We only get, in theory, at best, you can get 2 8/8s out of this before you're like within bad, you know, just a bad territory. So we got a little bit of cycling going around here, but not sold yet. We've got a little bit of vigilance, but is that enough? Like if we're playing the colors, then it becomes pretty easy to do. But I don't know if we'll be playing green. Bumps a human. Great with a bunch of weenies. Finish off things. Mutate. Or was it white that I wasn't sure we were playing? Yeah. Lifelink counter and target creature you control. Recycle it, that's pretty cute. Okay. Oh, I'm not really sold on a lot of this. Rebellion Rescue is pretty good though. Do we have enough cycling to make it work though? Flying your first strike. It's pretty cute. Let's see. That one cycles itself. They cycle. That pairs well with the 1/1 counter dudes. That cycles. That cycles. So we're up to like 4 cycling cards. It's a trick. I'll give it that. Bunch of 1/1s works well with reconnaissance mission. Cycling. This one's the pinger. I think I got one of those notably. You know, we can just type in cycle. Oh, they don't. Oh, right. There we go. I'm learning. Okay. So we'd have a bunch of off-color things if we were putting together a cycling deck, but we got the Shark Typhoon. It's pretty decent, I think. Okay. Well, there's a whole lot of meh would be playing in order to facilitate that cycling for just 3 things that care about cycling. I don't think we have enough to make it work. So, as fun as Mutate is, we're not exactly heavy in the Mutate creatures. I love you, Batra! Come on, Felidar. Is this... Can I sort this? Yeah. Do we have a sword option, or is it just has this all been willy-nilly? Okay, fine, we'll do it willy-nilly. Okay. You guys just... Of course it's not a companion, I'm aware of this. Okay. This does not play well with Gigantha, but it's only a 2-2, that's 2 solid blue. So it's not easy to finagle. Would lose Reconnaissance Mission, but with Song of Creation that's a little redundant. And that's if we want to have Gigantha as a card that we can just cast generically. Do we lose anything else besides the Reconnaissance Mission, which is honestly only really good when we're ahead? It doesn't look like it. Okay. The nice thing about Cathartic Reunion is it does play well with the Ominous Seas. Use Rive a fun time trying to sort everything out. Here, we're just gonna throw everything over here and hope for the best. Now, the problem with this already that I'm seeing is that creatures can be a little limited here. Maybe Elemental, we'll put you there technically for now. We're not mutating much, so that's just a 2-2 for 2. However, people might go for it because, you know. Okay. And we do have one mutate card. Justice a card, give something flying. Flying and Menace sounds like a great pairing. Steal a thing. Immigration Path doing us a lot in this deck? Not necessarily. With the ability to put a Menace creature, or a Menace counter on the Ivory Elemental, we can grow it a bit more. Tricks are fun. And for kids. But I need more creatures. Can I get more creatures in here and see how I feel at that point? Let's see. We got Glimmer Bell. That's a thing that does thing stuff. Crosslinks, good for tapping things down. Not that we're really doing much with that. I mean, just tapping down one thing once. Like, we've got the bit of Menace and a little bit of flying. You fly, that's actually worth mentioning. Support creature, that's 4 mutate things. Do I care about those? Yeah, mutate onto that. That sounds like fun. I don't know, this looks like a pile. I'm not sure what I'm doing, which is fair. The bowl with a self mill. I don't get to play with my graveyard at all though, so it's just 3-3 for 3, which is fine, but not great. I mean, between these guys and these guys, I'm, you know, halfway to a half decent amount of green deck. I need more 2-drops though. Channeled Force, I mean... Turn 4, put your hand, gets as close to the Song of Creation, or Um, triggers on the sea. It's not impossible. Thieving otter is an otter that's thieving. Man, good. Okay. Just out of curiosity. Vigilance. That's not much vigilance. I find just an option. I'd rather just a 2-drop generic thing at that point, you know? Not to say anything bad about it, especially when we're playing 3 colors. It's just not appealing to me right now. Could play something a little more in color. Play Sleeper Dart. What's this, another draw? Ugh. I gotta say, this pool's not really selling me on something, or you know, on which direction I want to go with. Let's see, 16, 17, that's fine. I don't know how aggressive opponent's gonna be either. Need creatures to have that creature card work. Well, I mean, Glimmerbell is a bell that glimmers. Never have truer words been spoken. And Stinger is 2/2 for 2. Now, the other question is, sure, we have Song of Creation, but how does it close out the game? I mean, compared with Shark Typhoon, this is all a great way of decking out. Gigantha, notably, is good for IP Elemental. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, how am I closing the game besides, you know, Tigerilla and maybe having just enough removal to screw things up for our opponents? I'm not convinced this is enough. We did the Stampede, and we got 1, 2... Here, we got stats here. We have 9 creatures in the deck. That seems low. Okay. How about if we reason it up a little bit? Looking at these, I know we want the blue. Shark Typhoon, too good. I like our red. Do I cut the green? What if, instead of cutting green, I apologize to the Ominous Seas. We only have one of it after all. Cut the Cathartic Reunions. Toss in the boars. I hope that we draw the boars. Or we stick the boars onto the Friskare Mentor. I mean, having this as an 8th card is pretty sweet. Is it worth sacrificing? If I replace this with Reconnaissance, I mean, that could be a thing. But we can just save this as a refuel once we get to that point too. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's Vigilance or Reach. Nah. 3 for 3. Am I really that concerned about milling myself? Not really, it's body. It's also just tramples. Again, good with the... I mean, we got a couple tricks to make things happen. Ugh. That's my description right now. Ugh. Go for blood. Oh, we have 2 of these. We're playing with bulky creatures. That's just being legit, right? I mean, yeah. If we have more bodies, we have more that we can mutate onto with that one thing. Not much play mutate with this, that's for sure. Such a fun card. Okay. Reevaluating. We're only up 2 creatures. I don't think Channeled Force is doing it for me. Do I run with the moles? Ew. Take Gigantha out for a minute and reevaluate what we have that's the double costs. We've got the reconnaissance mission, which is a very powerful effect, don't get me wrong. It's just more, way more dependent on... Then we also get to control our discards a bit. I mean, yeah. Then we lose Gigantha as an 8th, you know, 8th card in our hand. That's pretty powerful too. I almost want to say screw it and go cycling, but that's not quite fun enough. Oh no, no Gigantha means we can't Inspired Ultimatum. Let's look at everything. I mean, my black's not really tempting, let's be honest here. I'm good at... I mean, I think my biggest complaint here is I don't have many cheap creatures that appeal to me here. Like, this is a fun little package, but it's only 4 cards. That thing can be fun at making a small engine, but it's just a couple cards. Like, my 2-drops are just severely lacking when it comes to this. I mean, Farfinder, if we're playing 3 colors, it helps set things up a little. I mean, it's a creature with vigilance, which is decent if we mutate onto it. Turn 3 Farfinder, turn 4 mutate onto it, draw a card, we have a vigilance 3/4 flying. It's not crazy. Sticky back on there. It's another creature, means we have to cut a non-creature. Let's see. What am I thinking here? I definitely dislike that I'm running, you know, 2 2s for 2 drops just because they're that small. But I guess if there ever was a deck that was ignoring their 2 drops because they didn't draw many, or they didn't pull many, this would be it. Adventurous Impulse, if we're not running many creatures, this is just another thing to do. That's not appealing to me too much. That's a trick. Keeps our creatures alive. I think that's important. Google, help me out. How many creatures in a limited? They recommend 16 to 17, so we are definitely on the low side, and just a little bit of removal and we fall right over. Looking back over here. Rescuers, 2 of those. Checkpoint Officer. So let's take this idea, and we're just gonna hold that thought. So let's see. Checkpoint officer taps down some stuff. It's shenanigans. Valiant rescuer. It's not a shenanigan, but it's cycling. Okay, we can rebuild this pretty easily. That's right. You've just been watching 25 minutes of nothingness. Actually, let me do a discard changes. Back to my sealed. Build my deck. Okay. That way I get my mana auto-fixing, because I'm a lazy butt. Good on things like vigilance. Again, let's do a vigilance check now that we've put everything back in the search pile. I mean, being able to tap creatures is neat. I really hate that, you know, the actual ability doesn't play well with vigilance, because it's like, I mean, actually, front side it doesn't, back side it does. If you can swing and then on their turn tap something down, that's fine. It's a powerful combat trick, which means it's probably worth running with. At which point we're playing with those guys. Maybe the Farfinder. I'm not sold yet. We can cycle the Vigisar. Butt fighting, that's pretty strong. Okay, so tap down a Duder. Takes out a creature. 2/2 flying seems good when we've got, if we're gonna be playing with Reconnaissance. Valiant Rescuers. Give him flying. Splendor Mare. Cycles and lifelink. Again, we can give flying as a trick. It cycles and then can also be used as a trick. Doesn't do enough for me. I can't justify it. Good at saying no to fun. Flying. Cycles. Cycles. Give that guy flying, have fun. Reconnaissance mission. Which is apparently our play around card now. Mutates. Shark. Is this just a little green splash? Do a little more green splash. I don't know, I like having that. But if we don't have many early plays, or early creatures to interact with, are we even gonna, you know, as a 5/5 vanilla, gonna do much for us? That's the problem. Starfinder, it's a land, doesn't do anything else. Green, white, blue. So notably, we're at even less specific mana than we were before. Sandworm cycles. Migration path cycles. Notably, it would be wanting to fetch green in this situation, which means we can already do that. What the hell are we doing? And I didn't mean to add that. But here we've got 1, 2, 3. We got a little more early stuff to do, I think, that actually affects the board. Not that Hampering Snare is something I want to be playing with like that. So make a bunch of little shit, score some damage, draw some cards. Got a little bit of flying tricks to work with. It's something big that matters. Fromland Frontier, or Fromland Felidar locks it down? Ugh, that seems really sketch. Seems really sketch. Okay. Clear the docket again. No, I didn't want to go to Dex. Wow. Okay. Round 3. Let's get past the good stuff. And reflexes. Stinger. Fire Prophecy. Go for Bloods. Raking Claws. Mentor. Tigerilla. Connection. Lava Certain. Impulse. Symbiote. Moles. Lead the Stampede. Boars. Migration Path. We'll play the Giraffids, the Honey Mammoth, the Greater Sandworm, and the Ivy Elemental. Sandworm and the Mammoth both cost dubs. And they ask a lot when we can have a guaranteed plop. A guaranteed plop. Quote of the day. This leaves us in the land slot. Oh, when you click it instead of dragging it, does that. Okay, I see. Anyway. Completely and totally ignores any other rares in the deck or in the pool. However, guaranteed 5/5 for 5. Lots of combat little combat tricks. Okay. It's dumb, it's straightforward. It has a little less to do on turn 2. Play the reunions, turn land into gas. And it's totally ignoring the Sharknado. And the Ominous Seas. However, it's probably going to do better, and I hate myself for even thinking that. Football Creator for Trample Haste. Football Creator for Trample. On the 5/5. Seems great if I can pay 2, or if I can draw a card whenever something hits something. Aww. You trade early on, right? You can pump later on, right? Right? I don't know. This is a tough pool. And usually when I suck at limited, I like to attribute it to a bad pool. Is this an actual bad pool? I don't know. There's a couple directions I can go with it, and none of them feel great. What if I consider the mutate path? I've only got what was it? Did we have mutate in here? No, we just have a guy who benefits off mutate. So we've got 6 mutate cards. We can't do a mutate deck. Oh, no wonder this sealed was free, this ticket. That's how they get you. Okay. Migration Path's not doing us much if we don't have anything huge to get into. Trust me, these guys are big, but they're not that big. Giraffid's very compared to the Gigantha. But it is what it is. This is a very dumb hit you hard, hit you fast deck. Trample would be better if we had that reconnaissance, but can always get what we want. Gigantha's ability isn't so hot isn't so hot as far as as far as doing anything besides powering up Ivy Elemental. So, is this the deck we want to go with? I don't think so. think I want to keep Gigantha around because that's very powerful turn 5 consistency. I want the early interaction that putting these guys down can do. Flash +1/+1, that's a combat trick. I care about fight as 1. Keeps the rescuers alive. And save a creature. Notably, the creatures don't mutate. Notably, the humans don't mutate. Which means I can't Volpakite onto the Valiant Rescuer. I know I mentioned that earlier. I can Spontaneous Flight, though. That's worth. That's turn 1, turn 2. That's pretty strong. Has some impact. Okay. Okay. It's like cycling. We'll get a little benefit out of it. Shark Typhoon. Do-do-do-do. Leaving Otter. I want to mutate flying onto that guy if I can. Fire Prophecy. Double Strike. It's an instant. And it cycles. And Reflexes is a trick to keep our guys alive. Again, we're only looking at 9 creatures because we suck. That's not. Is that enough red though? A little more. But then we don't have the Stinger and the Go for Blood. Well, the fighting's not going to do us much if we don't have anything worth fighting with. Now we will have Gigantha, but do we want to wait until we have Gigantha before we actually bust that out? I think the moral of the story here is that magic is hard, guys. Magic is hard. Scarcrag. Stupid tempting. I mean, as far as splashing goes, it's not like we don't have a means of putting into play. A little bit of splash here and there. Could just play 5-color good stuff with the Gigantha. Sun Creation, Filter, blah blah blah. Recycling through the deck though, that should be fine without the Song of Creation and tempting ourselves into doom. We lose Reconnaissance with Gigantha. That's the problem. So Reconnaissance. Reconnaissance makes Glimmerbell decent because it blocks early stuff and then gets to draw cards later. So, being honest here, we want to play blue for one of potentially 3 cards. We want to play red because red is tricky. That's not enough of a reason now, is it? And then this helps justify losing the Gigantha if we're not playing in those colors. But then we have to be a little less discerning about what we're putting in. Base Dolphin, score an extra 3 points of damage with the Rescuer, potentially draw a card with the Recon mission. Notably, would have to wait till afterwards to do something like that. Keep safe. Draws us a card. Does not cycle. Notably, cycling does, if we're just playing a card because it cycles, I don't think it's doing enough if it's just off 2 Valiant Rescuers. Like, Hampering Snare gets away with it just because, you know, if we've got some 1/1s or enough creatures to go into them, you know, we can play that to nullify some of their blocking. because your creatures are unaffected by it. 2 flash. Don't really have much flash, do we? Yeah. I mean, if we go back to the Jeskai version, we do the last 5 we need to kill somebody, get us 5 cards to trigger off Ominous Seas. Shark Typhoon doesn't mind it. I mean, do we just jam Jeskai and hope for the best? Into that, or we're playing with cards that we're not so hot on. I mean, the problem is we don't have enough. I don't think we have enough, like, huge, heavy, impact-worthy creatures or bombs or anything in these colors that make that worth it. I mean that make, you know, living to having that exact cost in 7 mana doable. Let's look again at the artifacts. Yeah, these artifacts don't support Inspired Ultimatum either. Ugh. Yeah, let's give us the wrong multicolors for all our... You know, wrong multicolored lands to go with our multicolored things. Okay. I mean, that's double blue for 2/2 for 2 effectively in this deck. Not quite enough, I think. I mean, you cycle. Oh wait, you're right, we're not doing red. Get out of here. I wanted to look at black one last time, though. I mean, Bastion of Remembrance, Discipline Mentor, just 3-drop with a bit of a booty. But then we're playing these guys. Drain our opponent to death. Pair that with the cycling. I mean, sacrificing 1/1 counters to draw a card and gain 1 life. It's not really appealing to me, let's be honest here, but then I can mutate onto things. I really want to play with mutate, that's why we don't have much of it. Ra. That Ra does have flash. Could have it so it can't be countered. I'm trying to sell myself on it. Shark Typhoon can't be countered if you're cycling it. So if I just one as a trick we could put in here to help keep our dudes alive. Play the Frost Lynx and the Phase Dolphin. Oh, when it attacks! Read the cards! That makes it a perfect 2, 3, 4. I like that line of play. Frost Lynx is a trick, I guess. I think we play the fight as 1, because it keeps things alive. But we are literally playing just about all... I mean... My human flies. Put it on a random token. I'm really not a fan of this card. But I am also spending an immense amount of time. That was me a card. It's a cycling thing that we really didn't want to run with, but we are. And we have literally no land that matches what we're doing here. It's fine if we're 2 colors, right? Right. So, looking at this, we're at 11 creatures, which means I'm inclined to go Frost Lynx or Patagia Tiger as much as I want to keep safe. We're tapping out anyway, whether it be cycling or otherwise. I could just throw in a cycling thing and be done with it. We don't even have a Flourishing Fox. I think it's a cute package. But it relies a lot on having the recon mission, and it relies a lot on, you know, managing to get an unblocked and dealing 20 that way. I don't know, and I'm certainly glad that we don't have a round, you know, a build timer here right now, because I've already hit the 45-minute mark. So excuse me a minute while I go clear my mind. It'll only be a couple seconds for you while I go clear my mind and look at it from a fresh perspective. Yeah. Alright. It's been about, what? 10 minutes? Maybe 15? Let's get the show on the run and actually get this deck built. I'll be honest, I was halfway tempted to cut all that deliberation process, but where's the fun in that? Actually, there's probably a lot of fun in that. Then you don't have to listen to me ramble excessively. Okay. Well, let's just yeah, that's not much black to work with, period. Let me get these guys going. Being able to kill stuff every time we play one of the 4 other mutate spells. Yeah, that's not much going for it. I hate to say it, but I think red's out, or sorry, black's out for sure. Okay. Well, if we're trying to use reconnaissance mission as a crutch, in the hopes of really just drawing ways to end the game, be it a hard to deal with flyer or a shark typhoon, well, why don't we? I don't know. I don't think it's enough. So, Honey Badger's decent, but nah. Okay, well, here's my thought processes. If my confidence level in the pool overall is pretty low, then I might as well play what I most enjoy seeing. And as fun as drawing 5 cards and dealing 5 damage to something is, that's not... It's pretty boring. So let's go. Let's just do it. Let's do our first build. Could have saved a whole lot of time. Well, not... Maybe not necessarily the first build, but... Let's see. My thought process is this. This guy wins games a little bit. This guy's probably going to win most of our games. Or we'll deck ourselves. Either way. Fine. So I think our goal is to... I'm going to seize them to death. Which means we care about drawing cards. So my phone decides to make a bunch of noise in the background. I don't actually know if my mic picks it up. Or maybe it's just like me and it ignores it. Find the green so we play the IV Elemental. Channel Forest draws us cards, right? This is... yeah, for each card. If we don't have what we need, Channel Force could also stick to it, as well as be a removal spell. Okay. These guys are creatures. You can't punish an opponent for this, so that's not necessarily something we want to do with. Use that to pump my Menace guys. 1 second. I mean, I could staple the Cavern Whisperer onto the Tigerilla. And that sack dude would be fun with that. Okay. We'll come back to this build. That's... It's 4 creatures with menace. Let's look. Looking at them as creatures with menace that can mutate onto something. Like a cat ape. You come in because you're just a great card. You guys are already coming into a wonky slot. Do I have enough? I don't think I have enough of those. Yeah, no. I mean, it's a solid core, but there'd be so much filler involved. I mean, let's face it, this whole thing's gonna be filler at the end, huh? Nah. I don't think we're gonna go very far with this, but we're gonna try to have some fun. So matters, right? Gonna be in there because I'm not sacrificing much to make you work. The Ominous Seas. Wanted Shark Typhoon. I wanted Quick Draws. I wanted the Fire Flat. So I'm putting a lot of faith into these 8/8s, and I guess I'm running enough little things that if we end up actually casting the Shark Typhoon, that'll work too. Tigerilla. Tigerilla. Let's go Tigerilla. Anyway. You're in color. You got 2 colors, but you're not doing much else. But you cycle. That's a thing, right? Acceptable in some countries. Maybe elemental, you're just a dude. If I play Jund, I can put trample counter. Sorry, a menace counter on him and then lull, but again, I've only got one dude that would do it, the 3-dude chick. Not really mutating, but you're 2/2 for 2. Again, I mean, it all comes down to I don't feel like I've got enough early stuff that matters. Double strike could be relevant. It's something that manages to score a hit. This doesn't hit players though, that is one bad thing. How are we scoring a hit? Fighting is fun. We can cycle it away. Doesn't cost much to cycle it. We can give our octopuses trample. Octopi. Oh, this deck's so horrible. I'm gonna have to throw away all this recording. I can go Nibel just because it's a bot that I can play on turn 2. Maybe. A trick. We gotta realize that I'm not gonna have many tricks. Yeah, I'm not gonna have many tricks when the Song Creation is out, but we're using it to feed the octopi, right? Right. No, we can get like 3 octopi before we deck out, right? Maybe? And how things go? Ew, this is horrible. I feel bad looking at it. How many boards did we have again? How many things did we have that gave it menace? Only one thing? It's not enough. sigh. Yeah, I don't have faith in Song of Creation. I just really don't have faith in Song of Creation. I think Ominous Seas is going to be our win con. Everything flying, just trying to cheesing it. Is that the way we're gonna go with this? Can we go just guy? Go back to the reconnaissance. Hope the menace is enough. Ay 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 ay. 8 damage on turn 3 with the cycle dude. Okay. What does white red look like? That's just a combat trick. Tap dude, tap dude. Also a mare with lifelink. I need to mutate, which means we do want the blue. This one, go to recharge. This is cycle. We don't make it. Blade Vanish is good against the mutate decks for when they make something big. You're a flyer, you can connect easily. Down the seas. Trample and haste. That'll be an easy cut, though. We don't. Not. Yeah. We do not have enough cycling payoff to make that worth it. Menace on a non-human creature we control makes our things harder to block. Let's see. Gantha is at the cost of reconnaissance mission. I don't think that's worth it. Discard Crag is a land we can play with. These guys aren't in our colors. This guy is, but is very picky on mana. We need exact drawing to be worthwhile. We can always pitch it away though. Is that enough? Bloody great with the shark type human, I'll say that much. 16 creatures if we before cuts. First strike helps keep our menace guys alive longer. I do like that. It's also good for scoring heavy hits with this guy. Don't like having to pay that much to tap a creature. Like our Fire Prophecy. We're only really playing the reunion for the Ominous Seas. I don't think that's enough. Our fixing is not good. What about... I just think we're a little too weak on everything here. We're just gonna lose games to not finding our colors if we play it like this. So what if the white. Because if our colors are weak, or if our mana is weak, we're not going to go very far. Still have 9 creatures here. Shark Typhoon loves 9 creature spells. We've got a few of them. Putting a lot of faith in these guys doing work. We got the recon. We can channeled force. We can reunion and just be heavy into that. I mean, how all in do we want to be on Omniseas? Because this is pretty all in. And it's still gonna be like a couple turns to get that thing fired up. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. Let's look at green for a minute. Let's just look at green, straight up green. We can play the moles, we can play an aggressive deck that likes to fight and just keep swinging. And be done with it. Doesn't do anything fancy. If we need these slots, we can play them. Migration Path helps us get up to them. At that point, Giganta's just 5/5 for 5. Honestly, I think being big and dumb is the best this deck can do. Or this pool can do. I was looking at this. Okay, we can give stuff trample, which is good for connecting with the recon mission, but if this gets blocked, it's likely, I mean, there's a, unless it's a 1/1, it's killing one, you know, it's gonna die. This is good for pumping up things with menace, but it only pumps up one thing, you know, unless we have these guys out. That's good for some unblockability. That can actually be good in pairing with the Tigerilla, I guess. But it needs to have a way to keep itself alive as well. Rebel ain't doing much. Cycling ain't doing much. And of the 9 creatures, 2 of them right off the bat only have 9 or only have 1 power. So they're not going to be benefiting off that fight much. Like that gorilla. Okay. Let's take one last look at the boring deck. Because I need to make a decision point. As far as recording time has gone, I'm already an hour in on this. Impulse gets us closer to a creature we want. Mole, we could say F it to, you know, caring about shit. It's a 3/3 for 3. We were playing a big dumb deck. With Stampede, depending on how many creatures we have, might actually matter. Or, the idea is we put a menace counter on it, and then we're dealing 4 damage a turn. Otherwise, we got first strike to be tricky. We can give a double strike to be extra tricky. Okay, IB Elemental is just huge. So, do we want a guaranteed 5/5 for 5? I can cycle that if I don't need it. Right now, 10 creatures. I just don't think we get enough creatures in this pool. It's 2/2. I've been passing up the brushwag. It does trample. We get no payoffs for really doing much. Splash a little blue. Giganta can help. All it will cost me is 2 later game drops. So use my companion. And never get to play you. Never get to play you. And if we're trying to go hardish, these aren't doing much for me anymore. And those guys are bodies. It's the most creatures we're ever gonna get, huh? Yeah. It's not interesting. Awkward silence while I think whether or not this is what I actually want to do. I think this is not. Let's look. Let's through everything. Gets a land, gets a creature card. Okay. Could be any size. If it gets a menace counter on it, it can keep growing. Okay. Combat trick. Gives things trample. And haste. Haste is good for surprise value, otherwise not doing horribly much. And cycle it though. Stinger. Doesn't do much. It's 2/2 for 2. 2/2 for 2. Got tricks. We can fight. Walls a 3/3 for 3 with trample. The gorilla. That's where the fun stuff actually starts up. 4/3 menace. 4/3 not menace that we want to put menace on. Steal a dude. We'll have 3 creatures in the deck that can make that cheaper. Cheaper probably doesn't matter though, given what we're playing. Thinnens the deck or can cycle. Helps ensure that we get these guys going. Am I gonna really hurt? If I miss out on that though. Well, what's the alternative? Play a crystal? Like Athletic Reunion? Goblin's not really doing anything either. Gotta pay to use his ability. Yeah, screw it. Let's just get this over with. 3 losses. This is best of 1, right? I hope so. Get it over with faster, you know? And hey, the token was free. The Hour of Turmoil putting the deck together, less so. Spartacus? I think I fought him before. Okay. Technically I want 1 win, because that'll be good for my limited rating. Get the brush rag. We're missing a 2-drop, but otherwise we're okay. One's going first, so, you know, that's a thing. Sure, let's see where it goes. Aha! Fear my brushwog! Oh, we lost this one. Unless we draw... no attacks. Unless we draw exactly what we need right next turn. So what I need is for them not to attack, and for us to draw the fight spell. That was neither of those. Let's go ahead and swing. If they want to use a trick to kill the brushwag, I am all for that. I play my excavation mole. Okay. Let's look at that. There's a mole in the mole hole. Trade with my mole, or would you like to use a trick? I say use a trick. I'd rather you kill the mole than anything else. Okay. Do you have something else for me? That was not enjoyable to see. That was definitely a marshal. See, they like their little counters, which is great when, you know... I don't want them having counters on their guys. Or, you know, having stuff like that. Sure, menace. Attacks. I mean, making little dudes. It's great for menace. So, you were just a marshal. Okay. Oh no! You've done it! I think I'm taking 4 this turn though. Why? Why does my guy have an aura? It's just to indicate he can pump? Gonna give him... Ow, ow. So you know I can play Gigantha. And yet you still... I guess I have a good time for removal then. The upside of Gigantha is we can nearly empty our hand this turn. As it currently stands. If we tap it instead of using it for what we want to use it for. Hey, look at that. It's almost like they were foretelling it with their use of it last time. I'm not torn up about this. That wouldn't have been able to be removed anyway. That is the best possible outcome. Use up all your removal. So that my butts will persevere. Okay. Lucky number life total. That's an instant, so that is a thing that we have to worry about a little bit. That complicates matters. Yes, very odd. I think the migration path is better off being cycle. No sense attacking while the Venturer is out to check the Griffith. Yep, you got another one of those guys. It's gonna be very hard for this board to connect in the current state of things. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle this. Riveting draw. More so. Hasty boy. He gets chomped, but hey. You have an even convertible cost, so that makes you good for it. So, there you go. Yeah. See what you got, opponent. Okay. That's fine. I think I'm okay with this trade. I don't know what you got left in your hand, opponent, but hopefully I've broken up your board enough. Maybe? A little bit? Touch? Stop playing creatures? Where's the fight spell next? We need the fight spell. That is the opposite of the fight spell. Do we want to offer to trade the serpent? I think so. Do we want to offer to trade the boar? I think so. We go next. Is it worth swinging in the giraffe? No. Here you go. You want to trade serpent? You can trade serpent. Okay. Up. That's a noise. Hey, if you want to swing the adventurer at me, can't do much about it. On a non-human creature. Block with everything I can kill a human. That's not worth it. Bristling Boar, go. Bristling Boar is doing work. Also, we can stop drawing lands at any time now. It's 9 out of 17. I mean, they're not monumentally behind us, but we are, you know, 150% of their land. Okay. Creature you control with vigilance. So it's a good thing we killed that one thing before it showed up. Because that would have been fun. I'm gonna have to do something about that boar sooner than later. Even if it's just a chump. Okay. I will go menace. I don't know what you got, opponent. I got nothing. We gotta win with this deck. I'm not sure what happened. They had 3 cards in their hand. Were they playing a third color? That's gotta be it. They were playing a third color. That had to be it. I can't think of any other thing. Not one. I don't know, you tell me. That's... okay. Okay. That's what happened. Okay. Akavi. They get to go first. We don't have green. I think this is a ship back. We don't even have an early drop without that green. Still don't have that green. This is arguably a worse hand. We don't get the scry value off the old mulligan roll. Do I throw it back? Yep. Keep the 5. Critters is just fooling around at this point, huh? Causes a cool trick. It's a little... yep. Okay. We're in for a fun time already, aren't we? Had to make sure we got that green. The deck agrees. Okay. Now, if I play the Highlands, I don't really have a turn 3 play either way, but they're not presenting something necessarily right now. I think right now this is fine. I mean, our opponent has elected to take the fun route. I applaud them. That's feature. So we're not exactly punishing them right now, and watch them go Cathartic Reunion, Cathartic Reunion. Yep. Well, they can't double Cathartic Reunion now, but they can play that strange thing. Lighter Prophecy? Yeah, we'll put you into the library. Make sure we can try to work up to that 5. My turn. The Gorilla. I'm gonna give him Menace still. Harder for him to be blocked by Octopi. Not to mention, if they play something fun. Hey, Brushwag. I think this is when I play Gigantha? Yeah. Nice moose sounds. Very Canadian commander. I mean, they're at 12 and they have 6 mana. This could be lots of nasty stuff. Okay, you made him bigger. Nice. He's still on blocking duty. So, go for blood, do more damage now, or play the Bristling Boar. Or I could swing both, watch him block, and lose his Brushwag, and not much happen from that. I think that's the way to go about it right now. I want to make sure I'm putting more threats on the table. So yeah. So you might have another ram through, and I think that's okay. That was a cute enough trick, you can do it again. That's a little less okay. I'm doing all of my fine attacking. My turn. This makes life a little easier though. Yeah, I think let's do it. Almost do it at least. Next. Xaxes. Alright. Woo! So close to failure though. So, I guess one thing to note there is that we didn't get to cast that Boiling Blood because, you know, mana was tight. Perfect. Perfect icon for what we built. It's just there. But we're already at 600 gems. That's 400 gems more than I expected we'd get. And we still have 0 losses. So I guess the trick is to just be slightly luckier than your opponent. And to have an opponent that is slightly less luckier than you. Sorry.
change the world whether Ikoria is ready or not.